What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to part 3 of my Stranded Alien Dawn Let's Play series. I wish this was my other series, I really do. However, this one we're not doing too bad. We're actually doing amazingly. Now, the reason I said I wish this was the other series is we were pretty much done. If you go back to the beginning of the first part of this Let's Play series, you'll see where we were before all of our footage got corrupted. Man, it hurts. It really hurts. However, this playthrough's making it so much better. You know, the last one we were struggling to get a 7th, and we were in year 4, year 5, trying to get a 7th. I'm not even done with the first summer yet, and I've already got 7 people. This has been amazing. Huh? More thick smoke. Hold up. Ken, go find Krista's other sister. Make her really happy, and maybe that'll win over favor with her. But one thing that I noticed in the end of the last episode, I said that I was all about symmetry, and here I have these 4 statues just poking out like a sore thumb. I do have plans to move them later on. I just wanted to get them placed down so that our survivors can enjoy their benefit. Now, I'm not entirely sure where I want to place them, but it's probably going to be somewhere over here by the farm. I'm not sure if I want to run them along the side here. We still have this storage in the way and a few other things that are just cluttering up the area. But I do eventually want to put them lined up over here by the farm. Once this is built, we'll be able to transition all of our goods and everything in. So, let me see. It says we're low food. Let me see, how's our food looking? Okay, so we're going to need to do... Oh, we already got a couple on the harvest. Nice. But we are going to need to do a little bit of harvesting. So let's go over here and cut these down. Now keep in mind, when you harvest something, it disappears. So you want to be very sparingly with your food sources, especially the non-renewable sources. Now your renewable sources, obviously, just plant away. However, if you do use them, you don't have to worry. As long as you have them observed, you can reproduce them. Try talking to that person. A bloodied person, burning corpses. Please don't be Connor. What a weird encounter. I wonder if that person's going to show up later. Oh well. But let's get this going, yeah? So we got the entirety of our main base done. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to warm it up. The best way to do that is a fireplace. So I'm going to put a fireplace here, and I'm going to put a fireplace here. Next, we're going to build some beds. Just do some stone ones for now with some basic fabric. But that's going to be for Vanessa and Grayson. And that should work for now. I do want to get an eighth. Sorry, I need an 8th bed, just in case. Yeah, it's 8. Just in case that 8th individual shows up, we'll have that bed available for him. It's probably not going to happen, but then again, you can never say that something in this game isn't going to happen, because this game can throw curveballs at you at any time. Like with my last playthrough, how it took me years to get a 7th. To try to get a 7th, I was stuck on 6. I didn't even have 7, and here I am, the beginning of the first year with RD7. So the game can throw you curveballs. It can be good, it can be bad. It all RNG. It really is. But I'm having that YouTube luck right now. I mean, I wasn't having the same luck in my last playthrough, but I'm having some real genuine YouTube luck. Alrighty, so let's get the rest of this place built. Since our farm, since our farm is ready, more or less, to be harvested with certain crops. We have food over here being harvested. Let's get some grain. There we go. And then we can work on the base. Now the plan for this right now is we're going to just construct the floors. That way I can get the walls up on the back part. And, you know, the floors over here, they're already ready to go, so might as well build them. We got some more of those little pests. Over here, trying to get the entirety of this floor selected here for us. Because it's time to build all of it. There we are. Okay, now for the walls. I'll be making them out of stone. Don't worry, I'm not ignoring the pests. That's why we have the game currently paused. We'll be dealing with them momentarily. Like I said, I just want to get these couple walls placed first. Get it all the way around. Now the ceiling. So the reason we did all the walls is when it's time for the ceiling, all I'll have to do is just throw those up. For right now, I just want to get the area that's going to consist of the crafting and the storage. I want to get that protected. Can I hit that corner, please? Thank you. And then finally, this last corner. Now this is going to probably take them a little bit of time to build. As you can see, our stone requirement is skyrocketing. We're now at 3,200. And then after that's done, it'll cost us a little bit more. And then finally, the last of it. And there we go. Alright, so that's going to take a little bit of time to build. We're up to 47 bugs, which means we can now cut out this section. Cut the tall grass, cut the broadleaf, harvest those. I have not observed these. Hold on. Observe that. Tall grass. I think I want to say this is another form of grain. But we're not going to need it. We already have a grain source. But, you know, yeah, I don't think we're going to need it. I think we're good. If I do end up placing it, I'll just put like a little strip right over here, just so that it's available, you know? But other than that, we already have a source of grain, so it's not necessary. So again, obviously, with anything in this game, you want to research it. You want to observe it. That way, especially with the crops and the things that can regrow, you know, you can make them whenever you want to. There's a couple other things that I forgot to do here, you guys. So we'll take care of that as soon as we get everybody selected and moved. Grab 3 more. And then I'm missing Paulette and Krista. Or sorry, Katina. So Katina's over here. Katina, thank you. And then last but not least, Paulette. Now Paulette, I need to do something to Paulette really fast. Disable the meat and fight back when attacked. And then we're going to draft Paulette. She doesn't have a weapon, but that's fine. Majority of them don't have weapons. They're just there to drag the attention of the enemy, I suppose. Now, since Katina's going to be coming over from this region, she's bringing all the bugs with her. If you do end up having a couple stragglers and things that break, no harm, no foul. It's significantly easier to repair and fix all of that, and then to repair and fix your survivor. Down to 21. Seems like a couple of them decided to attack the base. Pesky little buggers. That's fine. They'll make their way over here as soon as they're done attacking whatever they decide to attack. Or maybe they won't. Oh, we got some of them still coming. Music night. They're over here breaking our musical instruments. They broke our bag, and they're breaking our other punching bag. Okay, now time for revenge. Darn bugs. They're breaking my house. Go ahead and hit the hunt button. They'll eventually go, and there we go. Perfect. Another successful defense. And all it took was a teeny tiny strip of traps. However, now that we have the farm, I'm going to do something completely different. I'm going to select the construction of wooden fortifications. And these wooden fortifications, thankfully we have the wood for them. I'm going to place them down first. It's going to be my first line of defense. It's going to be a hefty wall. Why is nobody harvesting? I need some food, you guys. What are you doing? Okay, maybe we need to do some hunting, or let's do some hunting. I don't know why they're not harvesting. Let me see here. Who's a harvester? Let's go over to manage. Now that we have 7 people, I need one to be a harvester before anything else. Paulette. Paulette will be my harvester. No? Yes, Paulette will be my harvester. Bump these to 4s. I'm going to put this to a 3. These to 3s. And she'll plant and ranch afterwards. And there we go. We should have Paulette out and gathering now. There we go. In my head, Paulette is doing some other stuff. Let's see about these food items. I don't have any food items. Why are these extinguished? There we go. Katina's cooking, very good. Paulette's harvesting. She needs to be harvesting the food. Paulette, harvest the food, please. Oh yeah, where's the meat going? I need to allow them to retrieve. Okay, let me try this again. Okay, retrieve. Are allowed to get raw resources from this device in order to cook their food. We go to meat soup. I do not want them using the raw insect. I need that for my gasoline. And it was indeed another grain source. So let's go ahead and grab that grain. And like I said, we're just going to make a little tiny spot. Just like that. Just a little something. Nothing fancy. Just to get it out there. And then I'm going to hunt and butcher. The hides need to be gathered. Um, okay. So now that that's done, we've researched fuel fermentation. So we need to go over to production and fermentation barrels. Go ahead and use some wooden ones since we have a plethora of them. Let's put down about 6. And we're gonna have a few for our fuel, probably about 3 for fuel, 1 for antibiotics, 1 for pickled foods, and then there's something else we can make. So might as well have an extra one for that. And since it's made out of wood, we have plethora of wood, nothing to be too worried about. Now, since it isn't winter yet, I'm not overly concerned about my survivors and where they're living at. They don't need to be inside the house yet. It's still nice and warm outside. It is a little bit cool in the mornings, just at their feet at the fire. It isn't too bad under these. But yeah, once we get towards that later section of the fall, in the top left-hand corner of the screen, fall is indicated by the 2 yellows. You have the first half of fall, which isn't as bad, and then you have the secondary fall, which things start to get significantly colder. Around that time, we're gonna pause anything else that these people are doing, and we're gonna get these beds made. At the very least, I'm going to move their little sleeping mats into here. That's going to be crucial to their survival. If they don't have shelter before winter, it's going to be a rough winter for you, especially if you don't have any gear made, which that's the other half. In the early beginning of the game, which in the last episode, you saw me making the farm, which necessary for food and resources like stuff for clothing. You saw me making storage for clothing and such. And then we placed down the benches and I started having people make all of our weapons and our armor. So that when the winter rolls around, speaking of, let me go ahead and I should have some new stuff in here. Do I have the beanies already being made? Okay, so let's go ahead and make some hats. Go and make this until 2. We'll make some summer shoes until 2. Need to make some boots. No, I don't need to make the summer shoes. Never mind. So I do need to make the boots for the winter. We'll make 2 pairs. Pants, we'll get the thermal pants. We'll make 2 pairs. Now the only reason I'm making 2 pairs is to more or less just get the item crafted and move to its storage facility. And then afterwards I'll bump it up. But out of the 7, probably only 3 are gonna need to wear this, wear at least majority of the clothing. Straw hat, thermal pants, boots, beanie, shirts, trousers, shirt, coat. I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. We don't need to make anything else. The only other clothing that we're gonna need to make at the tailor bench is going to be uh, our combat armor, our synthetic armor, our leather armors, um, our carbon armor from the carbon nanotubes. So there'll just be a couple more things in that one, and then our upgraded laser weapons and all of that's going to be made at this other bench. So all of our weapons, armors, and healing stuff right here in these two. Oh God, I love coffee. Ooh, it's delicious. All right, so you see over here on the right, it says new insect nest. You can click that and it'll take you to the nest. So with the nest, you have a couple of these bugs that you're gonna wanna kill. Now these bugs can be a pain in the butt for your survivors, so my best suggestion, since you're going to be getting carbon nanotubes from these nest formations, I'd wait until you really need to have the carbon nanotubes, which at that point you're gonna have the battle drones, which the drones are gonna go and shoot all these things for you, and then your survivors just come in and clean up. So until then, it's going to be a bit rough. But our first priority is always get the farm, get the house, and then we're going to start working on storage after we get the house built. After storage, we're going to target our crafting facilities, get those up to par, and then we're going to push on through our electricity. We're going to get our storage, we're going to get our power, we're going to make sure that we have at least 3 times our output requirement. The reason I say 3 times our output requirement is because during the nighttime, you're not making passive solar generation. You're surviving solely off of the wind turbine. On top of that, you can encounter various events like, well, not unlike the thunderstorm, but there's the what's it called? There's solar events. There's an eclipse, heat waves, and these can all affect your power generation. Heat waves, essentially the wind stops blowing, so your windmills go from generating decent power to bare minimal. So that's why you need 3 times, especially with the eclipses during the daytime. Those things can last several days. And if you don't have enough power storage or enough generation to fill them up somewhat, you're going to be struggling. Your refrigerators are going to spoil all of the food that's in them. It's all going to spoil, which is extremely bad. Obviously, I don't need to tell you why spoiling food is bad. Yeah, your food will spoil. And then I was going to go and say something else, but my brain decided to do a quick dump and just say, forget everything. I hate when it does that. Darn brain farts. So let's go over here. We didn't quite finish doing what we needed by resetting the traps, and that's because we have too much going on. Always a bad idea to have too much going on, because your survivors are just going to do this. They're not going to worry about the things that are important. Like right now, having these traps reset would have been an extremely important thing to have done, and it didn't. Only half of them are available now, which means this next attack is going to be rough. Really rough, considering it's now bumped up to 47 enemies. And I don't have 47 spots. I have about 20 at best, maybe 30 open traps available. So since they're coming from over there, hold on, I don't have everybody selected. What is this nonsense? There we go. Move everybody over to this side. And we want to stay somewhat towards the top because they are coming at us at a wide angle. Once they get closer, that's when we start doing this. And then we'll come across and make sure that they all get stuck in a trap. Or at least, hopefully get stuck in a trap. If you don't have the trap sticks available, they're not going to stay. Now this method right here will last you several years into the game. Even without the flamethrowers, if you have enough traps, the insects are going to get stuck in them. And as you see, getting stuck in a trap means half of your HP disappears. If you have enough traps and you go from being stuck in one trap to being stuck in another trap, that's guaranteed death. I don't even need to fight you. I just let my traps kill you. But there is a downside to the trap. There are two types of, I think it's two types. There might be three types actually. We'll say there's three types, just to be safe. I don't want to undershoot and undersell you guys. I don't want to underprepare you for what's about to be coming, because it's coming. And they're called Junos. They're called Broodmother Shriekers. And I forget what the other one's called. It's the little flyer things. Ah, these guys. When these guys attack you in swarms, you can kiss your survivors goodbye. If you don't have flak cannons available to defend your base, again, you can kiss your survivor goodbye, because they will die. These things are ruthless in numbers, just like the Juno. The Juno will not get stuck by the trap. I don't think the Broodmother Shriekers, which are the larger versions of those things at the nest that I showed you a few moments ago, I think they're the bigger version of that. I don't think they get stuck by the traps. I think they just walk over them like the Juno. And obviously the flyer flies over them. And I think the large mantis as well. There is a large mantis. So we'll say four. Because the little mantis get picked off by them. But I don't know if the large mantis, I haven't paid attention. Usually I haven't had to deal with too many large mantis when they send them. It's usually the little babies. They like to send them in numbers, hordes of them. God, I can't tell you how much I really love. I can't say it enough how much I really love coffee, you guys. Absolutely amazing. It's late. I didn't even want to do another one. Well, let me correct myself. It's not that I didn't want to do another one. It's that I didn't know if I could do another one. I didn't know if I had the ability. I was starting to get tired, just yawn a little bit. But that cup of coffee's got me wide awake, you guys. I might do another one after this one. Who knows? Maybe get 2 videos for you. At the time of this recording, we do have that episode 2 is out. Not sure if it's done with the rendering, but it has been uploaded to the tube for your viewing pleasure. As for this video, I'm thinking about releasing it the day after, so if you see it up the day after, well then yeah, prepare for the next one, because I'm going to try and do at least one video a day. I plan on recording at least 2 videos a night, as I've learned a technique on the PlayStation, which kind of alleviates my problems that I've been having. Now, it's annoying and it's very time consuming, but I've discovered a way to I go into the video before I edit it in the Share Factory. I go into my media gallery, and then I edit out like a second out of the very beginning of the video, and then I have to sit there and let it process and render. And then with that video, I create a new video instead of overwriting the old one, just in case it doesn't work right. I can delete it and have that original to, try and do it again with. But I do that and I create a new video, and that new video is more often than not, perfect. I haven't had a problem yet, which is why, I say more often than not, as I'm not entirely sure if it will happen, so I don't want to speak matter-of-factly. That there's a potential. I'm not going to say that, it's never going to happen, because anything can happen. It's the second you say, oh, it's not going to happen, that it usually does happen. So, better safe than sorry. Okay, so food is being harvested. It's good times, you guys. We are in the clear. All of our farm is available. More or less. We have a couple here that we can work with. But all of this is ready to harvest. All of this is ready to harvest. We got this ready to harvest. I think this is ready to harvest. Oh, no, never mind. It's just growing. Once it's white, it's ready to harvest. We got these right here, you guys. We have food. We have glorious, glorious food. Oh, let's reach level 2 farming. Very good. We've got a few unarmed people, so let me go ahead and take a look at who's unarmed. So Grayson, where's Grayson? Here's Grayson, just went to bed, slept without his beloved. Poor guy. He's really, really down in the dumps. Let's give you a short bow. Let's give Paulette a crossbow. Vanessa can have a short bow. And Krista can have the crossbow. Now everybody has a weapon of some kind. So the next time we get attacked, we'll be good. Now from here, I've noticed that we have our apparel, our weapons, and our tools selected. Go ahead and deselect that now, as they're not supposed to be here. They're supposed to be here. The better OCD you have with storage, the better time you're going to have with this game. This game really is all about OCD. If you've got it, this game's going to be your best friend. I have OCD in certain aspects, so I'm loving the fact that I can select, and then I can select what I want to have, where I want to have it. I can have things go to a specific area first. So when it comes to visible storage, this game is the best that I have seen, hands down. All you have to do is a quick glance and you know exactly what you have. You don't have to, scroll and say, oh, I've got this, and I've got that, and I've got 136, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shirts. Oh, you just, when they're all stored away, you just boom, and it'll tell you right in here how many shirts you got. It'll tell you everything. So speaking of, store here first. Store here first. Store here first, and store here first. Now, since we have the hats, we haven't made any hats yet, so that's going to be a little bit of an issue until it gets placed. Not to worry, though. Not to worry. I think he was going to be working on those here shortly. And they're finally getting to constructing some beds. It is good times. The floor is mostly done. And now, since things are actually going to be being built, we're going to go into our storage. We're going to go into our stockpile. We're going to find the middle. We're going to bring it out, and we're going to leave a gap. Why? Because we're going to want our survivors to come in and out through their doors. So, I usually like to leave a single row, but let's go ahead and leave 2. So that's the middle. Oh no, we're just going to leave a singular row. Never mind. We're going to do what I always do. We're just going to leave a single aisle that goes down the middle of it. Alright, so this one. Just had to quickly glance up to make sure the game wasn't paused. Since it's daytime, I honestly don't care about, or since it's nighttime, I honestly don't care about what's going on. So I'm gonna do stone over here and do metal over here. or sorry, wood over here. And then this is the part where we pause it, as we want to get the rest of our storage somewhat set up. Alright, so this one, since we have our stone over on this side, we're going to want our concrete. However, you're going to want bricks first. We don't have bricks currently. We will in a little bit. That's the next thing I'm going to select. So just leave it unselected. And make sure everything else is disabled, or they will start stocking things here against your will. Alright, so we have wood on this left, which means the next thing we're going to put is the sticks. And then we're going to put a little bit of a gap so that we can get in between these two rows, as you can't select between these. If you put something on this one, you won't be able to access this middle row. So this one is going to be our hay. Now, one thing to keep in mind is with this construction materials, as you unlock more construction materials, you're going to have to come back in here and deselect the item when you learn it. It's a little bit of an annoyance, but it's not too much of an annoyance, to be honest. But yeah, it is a little bit. But it just takes a few seconds to fix. So, yeah, fun times. And so the next thing I'm putting over here is going to be the scrap metal. Or no, honestly, I'm going to put the metal alloys. Alright, so there's stone, and then there's going to be brick, and then concrete, and then metal alloys. We have wood, sticks, hay. The next one we're going to put is the scrap. I'm going to put the scraps next to the metal alloys. Then we're going to build another one. Build that way, and build this way. Now this one is going to house our carbon nanotubes. And this one is also going to store our carbon nanotubes. Why do we have two for carbon nanotubes, do you ask? Each one of these blocks only holds 100. Meaning that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1300 carbon nanotubes that I can hold per row. You see how big this space is? That's going to take 3. And then 3 more, and 3 more, and 3 more, and 3 more, and 3 more. And eventually, that 1300, it's gone in about this much of the base. So, we have 2 rows, because once we get those battle drones active, they're really going to be putting in the work. And then from here, we're going to access the storage shelves. And let's not waste our good resource anymore, the scrap metal. We're going to use our wood, something that's renewable. And we're going to create a single space, as I want there to be some sort of a visible barrier between the two. And we're going to pause. And then this one, we're going to put our raw fabrics. Actually, these first 2, we're going to put raw fabrics. So we're going to put raw fabrics on this one. And then over here, we're going to put the fully done fabrics. And since we can grab from one side, we can place this along the back and have more space. Okay, so this one we're going to convert into electronics and power cells and unfinished products. This other side is going to house all of our all of our cores, CPU cores, um, mech cores, and that kind of stuff. And then create another little space. And this one is going to be for crafting materials. Now I want liquid fuel, ore, and silicone on this first one. And then we're going to put the other stuff on the next one. Again, just separating them for viewing ease. So liquid fuel, silicone, and ore disabled. And then one final row. Disable all of these goodies. Disable these. Medicines on this left. And on the right, we'll put everything that's other. Smoke leaf for now, and then there'll be a few other things that we'll sort out afterwards. So that's our basic storage. Nothing too fancy, but enough to get the job done for several years, maybe even a decade, before we'll even need to consider having more than what we have here. Now, that's not to say I'm not going to add more. I'm not going to add any more of this kind of storage, no. I'm going to be adding power storage. I'm going to be adding food storage in the form of refrigeration, freezers. I'm going to be adding in cooking stuff, fermentation barrels. All of that's going to be in this other section. I don't know where I want to put the kitchen yet, so I'm going to let him finish doing what he's doing, and we're going to get all of our resources moved. That's what we're going to do before winter. I don't want to leave anything out in the elements for longer than I absolutely have to. The less time in the elements, the better. And hopefully we can get a roof over this, because when you have something stored inside of a roof, it boosts depending on the item, it will boost it to a year. Some items go to indefinitely on their lifespan. As being out in the elements, things do degrade significantly faster. Let me just go and show you here. Best stored under a roof. Outside, it's good for 1 year and 24 days. Under a roof, it's good forever. Good forever under a roof. Outside, just a year. A year and 24 days. Under a roof, forever. Forever under a roof. Forever under a roof. Forever under a roof. There's only really a few couple things that you actually have to put inside of refrigeration. And that's this. Everything else, throw it under a roof. That's it. Under a roof, and it will last forever. Except for this stuff. I think the bandages will last forever under a roof, though. Yep, under a roof forever. As you can see, best stored frozen. Outside will last for 6 days. Under a roof for 12 days. Refrigerated for 24 days. You always want to have frozen goods. A freezer is your best friend. You want to have one freezer per food item. That way, if things hit the fan, you'll have food. If you want to move your farm and you don't have the food, well, you could be at risk. I mean, honestly, breaking the farm, all it does is just breaks its ability to regrow the things in its spot. The food's still going to be there. Like, if I break this, the melons are still going to be sitting here. I can still harvest them, but as soon as I harvest them, they're gone until I plant some new ones. Now we're being attacked from this direction, and I forgot to add more traps. We did reset them though, so that's good. Now before we engage with this attack, I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to start by boosting our defense, as this seems like seems like it's far enough away from the house. Secondly, I'm going to grab some flamethrowers. No, I'm not. I don't know which direction they're going to come from every time. Once we get the walls up, I'll put the flamethrowers pointed away from the wall. But now that that's there, let's go ahead and this is why I hooked everybody up with a weapon. When you hover over the draft feature and just tap triangle, it will grab everybody with a weapon. And then you move them all to where you want to go instead of having to select them individually. It looks like Grayson's going to get the brunt of this. Unfortunately, Grayson is a bit slower than the rest of them by about 10%. 10% to 15% on the movement speed. And he's already hurt. And Grayson's getting... Hold on. I need to grab Grayson before he dies. Run these into the trap. Run, Grayson, run! Run, buddy, run! Jesus, Grayson's just getting hurt. Okay. Should be good now. I'm going to undraft Grayson just because he's already hurt. And then I'm going to transition my people over here and undraft them. Where's this last bug? Go ahead and... It's probably going to be Krista that gets attacked by it. Nope, Grayson. And Krista just helped finish it off. Okay, now time to fast forward. All I did was destroyed a little bit of the stone floor. Nothing too serious. And since the stone floor broke, the ceiling and wall have now disappeared, since they weren't already built. Somebody needs to heal Grayson. Immediately, please. Grayson. Paging doctor for Grayson. Who's doing it? Who's that? Good for you, Paulette. Good for you. Thank God somebody decided to do it. Alright, so Rocco repaired the floor, and as you see, we're missing the wall and we're missing the ceiling. That's one of the downsides of pre-planning a structure, is if part of it breaks, well, you gotta replace it. If it was already there and built, it would have acted like the floor and just gone red, and I would have had to repair it, and that's all. Plenty of stone out there selected. I don't think we'll need any more than what we have selected already. But just to be safe, I'm going to grab all the stone from over here. Not a whole lot, but it will end up helping. Now the two plants, again, I don't really bother with them. They are sweet syrup. But just for observation's sake, I'll send Krista to go and discover it for us. Now for research. Freezers, antibiotics, bricks, auto turrets. Need these. I can't believe I'm already researching auto turrets. This is crazy. Electronics. Okay. I can't believe I'm researching a mid-game to late game overpowered structure. And I say overpowered because once you get these turrets, they'll just passively protect you. You put your people in the base, and these turrets do all the work. You have to research the automated turrets before you can research the flat cannon, which is why we're researching it now. I want the flat cannon immediately. I want the battle drones immediately. Once we get the battle drones, my people are effectively worthless. They just do whatever job I have them tasked to, while the battle drones will kill all the swarms. They will kill all the swarms with no problems, you guys. Absolutely none. Have faith in the robots in this game. They will get you through it. You have my word on that. And I don't give my word about a lot of things. Oh, I should rephrase that. I don't give my word for nothing, really. Unless I know for a matter of fact that what I am speaking about is 100% truth that is coming out of my mouth. It's the only time I will give you my word on something. Is if I know without a shadow of a doubt that that is what it is. Alright, so let's assign owner. I want to give the front beds to the gentleman. So we're going to have Ken, and that one's going to be Raka. This one, since I'm trying to hook these two up, is going to be for Krista. What am I missing? Just stone. Perfect. That means these other beds will get made soon. What am I missing though? Oh, it's the stone. Yeah, we're missing that stone. Okay, with that said, let's take a look at our activities and find ourselves a miner. So when Rocket isn't constructing, he's going to be mining. Or Vanessa can primarily mine, and then I'll have her cook. After she heals, mines, and observes, she will be a cook, because we have Katina, who substitutes for Paulette. So we have 2 people cooking. I only have 2 cooking sources. So our third cook can kick rocks and go do her original task of mining me stone. Ship debris crash. That's some of this stuff. We got it incoming. Or no, it's a mission of ship debris crash. Now, one thing I'm waiting to see that I haven't seen yet on this playthrough with the missions is the self-destruct mission. That one right there is my favorite. My absolute favorite mission in the entire game. Even above, finding new people. Self-destruct mission? That is the best mission. If you see it, send somebody on it. Send somebody on it that has either high intellect or good combat. Doesn't matter which. I like to send Ken. Honestly, I don't think it really matters, to be honest. But send whoever you feel comfortable sending, as you will unlock some goodies. Now, these goodies are very, very good. That's why we call them the goodies. So, over here in the breakthroughs, the first one that you can get, which we've already unlocked, is the carbon wind turbine. It's the upgraded version of the wind turbine. There's an upgraded version of the solar, let me show you here real quick. The solar panel. There's an upgraded version of this. There's an upgraded version of this. I've already shown you the upgraded version of this. Those things are amazing. The upgrades, like this one, it goes from a capacity of 1,000 to a capacity of 2,000. And the best part is, you don't have to rebuild it. I can build these 1,000s, and as soon as I get that research and it gets finished researching, instant upgrade from the 1,000 to a 2,000 capacity. Instantaneous. I don't have to build nothing. I don't have to spend any resources. Boom, done. Easy peasy. The absolute best. It doesn't get any better. I would say the only way it gets better is if the devs rolled it out on a silver or on a red carpet for us, but they've already kind of done that. And they've kicked it up a notch. They've actually upgraded the red carpet to a gold carpet. Pure gold, in fact. 24 karat. They didn't hold back. Diamond encrusted even. Full of precious gems. Just the most expensive carpet you can ever imagine. These guys have just laid it out for us. Because that battery is one of my favorite things, actually. The upgraded battery is my favorite. My favorite item in the game. Mainly because I don't have to build a plethora of batteries. I only have to build at most 6. With 4, that's 8,000 power. 6, that's, an entire 10,000 power. If you're using 10,000 power a day, you are, I salute you, because I haven't even gotten that far. The most power that I have had to use was a couple hundred. But let me go ahead and check the time. Oh wow, thank God I checked the time, because we are just about done with this video, you guys. 56 minutes. So, let's see. In the last video, I said I was going to get this house done, which we got. We got the house done. We're working on the storage, which we'll probably get this done in the next one, I'm hoping, or at least, somewhat finished. We've got our farm. We're about to hit the winter. Krista is just a mad woman, knocking out all our research faster than I can think of what else to do next. This is a fantastic playthrough. My last one, extremely rough. This one's just, everything's being laid out for me. Like when they say YouTube luck, I'm literally receiving it for once. For once. I've never experienced this kind of good luck. Usually my RNG is trash. But I digress. So that's it, you guys. That's it for this one. Thank you guys for coming through. Greatly appreciate you spending time with you. I wish I could do some live streams, but it's just not in the cards for me. I don't have the time. I just don't have the time. Like, the only time I have is really late at night, and most people, that's when you're going to sleep. So, I wish I could do some live streams. Maybe in the future, once I get a PC. I don't want to do live streams on a console because they crash a lot and overheat, and it's not as clean and crisp, and the cameras aren't as nice. But yeah, thank you guys for coming through. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day or night, depending on where you're at. We're going to get the rest of this house built in the next one, you guys. We're going to get it done. Until then, take care. Stay safe. I'll catch you in the next one. Later, guys.